Hey guys, TikTok Sully here, or just Sully, and today I wanted to bring you guys a video looking back at a turning point in J. Cole's career. This was an incident that made Cole rethink who he was as an artist and forced him to reintroduce himself as the J. Cole we know today. And the moment that I'm referring to was of course the infamous Versace sweater moment that took place at the 2013 BET Awards. Leading up to this event, J. Cole was headed in a different direction in his career because he had finally been able to penetrate the music industry and solidify himself as a household name within hip-hop. But there's always been this idea of conforming to public perception in order to maintain that position. So being a young and impressionable artist, that's exactly what Cole did. He took on board what was representative of rap at the time and tried to conform to it while still attempting to remain himself. So whether this was him changing up his sound in order to get some radio play with his first single Workout, which his label persuaded him to do, to him changing up his image in order to meet the criteria of what was expected of a so-called rapper to look like. He was willing to do anything within limits, which is understandable. Because when you're being told by your peers that this is going to take you to that next level in your career, you're going to take it on board and try your best to accommodate those needs. But there was always a level of resistance that J. Cole held on to, and we can see this with the fact that he refused to fix his teeth even after he could afford it 10 times over. And this further led him to releasing the body positive Crooked Smile single off his Born Sinner album. So we could see that the true conscious Cole was still there. It had just been overshadowed with the pressures of the industry. And this manifested itself during the 2013 BET Awards when the infamous Versace sweater incident took place. Getting into that night of the BET Awards, J. Cole was getting ready for the show when his stylist brought him a Versace sweater. It was a bold, ignorant and loud sweater with gold interlocking details on it, something that was familiar of Versace but not of J. Cole. Regardless, his stylist insisted he wore it along with everyone else in the room, even though it wasn't exactly what Cole had in mind. But as I explained, he still agreed to it because it was what was expected of a so-called rapper to show up into an event like this, and it would also allow him to assert his superstar status on the red carpet. So he threw on the sweater, mashed it up with some black denim, an ignorant gold chain and some sunglasses. When he stepped onto the red carpet, everything was going well. He looked stylish, comfortable and clean. That was until of course DJ Drama stepped out and we saw he was rocking the exact same Versace sweater and near enough the same outfit. And then to make things worse, actor Brandon T. Jackson stepped out onto the red carpet, and what do you know? Mr. Lottery Ticket is also rocking the Versace sweater with the same exact ensemble. Now with this sweater being so loud, it was hard to ignore and the media highlighted it by writing light-hearted articles about it. Of course, this wasn't the end of the world because it was just a wardrobe malfunction. But for someone like J. Cole, who's the last person who would want to be stereotyped as a typical rapper, it cut him deep. This was something you'd expect from someone like 2 Chainz, Tiger or even French Montana, and when you compare their sound to J. Cole's, you can see just how far apart they are on the spectrum when it comes to music. It made him take a look at himself and what exactly he was trying to achieve, and it made him realize that he had lost a part of himself in an attempt to chase stardom. Following this, he tweeted a light-hearted joke at DJ Drama regarding the incident, attempting to play it off, but from what we saw from him after this, it was obvious that it cut him a little deeper than the tweet let on. Almost immediately after this incident, J. Cole went into hiding for a little while, and because he had already dropped 2 classic albums, being Cold World and Born Sinner, he was able to do this without worrying too much about losing his spot in the game. He went to the home in LA, secluded himself and recorded his sincere 2014 Forest Hills Drive project. When he returned a year later, he did so by releasing a track called Be Free, which was a meaningful response to the ongoing police brutality out in America, and more specifically the Mike Brown case in which an 18-year-old black man was gunned down by white officers out in Ferguson. So there was a clear change in Cole's persona right from his return. He was more conscious and mature. A few months later, he announced a new album being 2014 Forest Hills Drive, which was an acknowledgement of his childhood home in North Carolina. So now his body of work had even taken a different direction as it became more intimate. The artwork featured Cole sitting on top of his childhood home, and all the promotion surrounding the album was also personal, such as hosting a listening session for handpicked fans at the Forest Hills address. When the album released, it was received so well that it hit platinum status in no time, and Cole was awarded his infamous J. Cole went platinum with no features tag by his fans. The album was full of conscious music such as Saint-Tropez, No Role Models, and the most heartfelt and my personal favourite being Love Yours, which contained a heavy and explicit message on how you can lose yourself chasing stardom in hopes that others don't fall for the same illusion that he did.
It's beauty in the struggle, ugliness in the success. Hear my words and listen to my signal of distress.
And thus, the conscious Cole had taken the front seat. He stopped wearing loud designer clothing because he didn't really care about it in the first place, and I don't think we saw him in Versace ever again. We also saw him grow out his dreads, which helped Cole cultural significance to his background and heritage. The ignorant code was still there, he just wasn't overbearing anymore, which is why later on it was easy for him to make conventional rap music again by hopping on all the features we saw him do in early 2019, showing he still had a playful side.
I'm balling on the pussy nigga like you want a man. I'm drowning all inside the pussy like I never swam. Memphis Connect, temperature check, sick as a bitch. If niggas won't smoke me and a nigga name money back yours a lit cigarette. Okay, no problem, I show up on every one album, you know what the outcome will be. I'm betting 1,000, it's got to the point that these rappers don't even like rapping with me.
And with the success of Forest Hills Drive, it validated the idea that Cole could be himself without worrying about losing sales or fans. He later followed this up with another conscious album being For Your Eyes Only in 2016, and then in 2018 he also dropped KOD, which was another body of work that responded to the current social climate at the time, and both albums also went platinum again. I still feel like we might get another ignorant album from Cole because that side of his character is still there, like any of us. He just learned to not let it control his choices, and as funny as it sounds, it's thanks to that Versace sweater moment and the 2013 BET Awards. So that's where I'd like to end this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button as it always helps, and if you're interested in fashion and hip hop, then make sure you also hit that subscribe button by clicking down over there somewhere. Also, don't forget to follow me on my Instagram, which is TikTok Sully, and I'll be sure to leave a link to that down below in the description. But that's all from me today. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.